Good morning, YouTube. Well, we've got a review for you guys on a Acer laptop. This is the Acer Aspire ES-575. It's got a 15-inch screen, resolution of 1366 by 768, 720p webcam. We do have Bluetooth and Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi, by the way, you can only hook up to older encryption passworded routers. It won't work on the new gigabit routers. We've tried, and even ours can't go backwards. So we piggybacked an older router off one of the ports, and yeah, we're good to go. Anyways, just so you're aware of that. Now, we do have a Type-C port, which is version 3.0, along with the 3 USB-A 3.0 ports as well. We have HDMI, VGA, Gigabit Ethernet, the usual stuff. We do have a headphone jack, obviously, on this thing, and a card reader, which uses the full-size cards. It's up front. Optional optical drive. Now, you're not going to find an optical drive for this anymore, likely. Maybe on eBay, if you can find a working one if you want the internal thing, but I mean, I've got external drives, so I really don't care, and I don't actually want optical drives anymore on laptops, so it's fine with me. But it does have a dual language or multi-language keyboard, which is fine. Some people like them, some people don't. It's just the way it is. Trackpad is not bad. It does have some features that I have to take off, though, because I just want the left-right click and use the scroll, right, and the movement of the trackpad. I don't want all the extra little tappy features and stuff that are part of this thing, and if I can turn them off, they're gonna go off. I just haven't had time to go through it all yet for that sort of thing, to turn off all the junk I don't want on. However, it is Windows 11 native laptop for 2016, doing pretty good, and it was actually manufactured October 10th of 2016. It's a dual-core i5 processor, 2.5 gigahertz with 4 threads. Plays games, older AAA games at that, like Far Cry, for example, an old version of Far Cry, Gothic 3, Unreal Tournament, Gun. I have not had the guts to try Minecraft yet. Last time I tried a Minecraft on a computer of this caliber, well, let's just say it sucked royally, and the computer had a thermal overheat, so I'm a little scared to try it on this thing. Now, it does come with 4 gigs of RAM from the factory and a 1 terabyte HDD. That you will guaranteed not be happy with. And if that's what's in it, if you find one of these things in great shape that's used, I definitely would recommend paying as little as possible. Like, I wouldn't pay more than $100 tops. I don't care that it can run Windows 11. I don't care if it's perfect. It's going to cost money to upgrade the RAM. Now, there is 2 RAM slots, by the way. There's also an NVMe slot in this thing, as well as your typical SATA, which you can just take out this piece of garbage and throw in a SATA full-sized laptop drive that's SSD. And it's fast. This one's actually running over 500 megabytes per second, and that's really good. That's pretty impressive speed. And then it's also a difference between the hard drive. As soon as you turn the power button on, typical splash screen and stuff, but it's going to be less than 30 seconds and you are at the desktop, fully functional, no hassle, with an SSD. With the hard drive, go make a cup of coffee, go have a cigarette, come back, and you should be able to do something. I'm not kidding you, okay? I would not kid you on that. It is sluggy as hell. So I have obviously upgraded the RAM to at least 8 gigs, and I've put in a 275 gig SSD, and it's fine. I still haven't made use of the NVMe port yet, but I got to go through my drives and see what I'm going to slam in there, because I'm thinking I might just put an NVMe in and use that as my boot drive, and then have just that small SSD for maybe some small dump stuff or whatever, or vice versa. But I mean, even with everything I have installed, including Chrome, a few other programs, including my ham radio program, I've also got the last updated version of Windows Movie Maker installed, because what 11 gives you is all cloud-based and it's crap. I hate it. So I got Movie Maker in. Not that I'm going to do video editing on this, but I want to push it and see how far I can push it. And it works. It actually does do video editing, and it doesn't do a half bad job at it either. So, you know, and you can edit 1080p footage on it. But you know, I probably wouldn't push it past that. 720p is even pushing it, but you know, because it only has that 1366 by 768. But you know, it does work. It's decent. And playing Far Cry, I'm able to run full tilt graphics and no lag, no fart, no stalls, nothing. And I'm like, that is so amazing for this thing, because it is shared video too, right? Anyways, the Bluetooth, as far as what it is, I have to still look up all the full specs, but you could do that just as well yourself if you wanted to. But I have a Logitech MX Master keyboard as well as the Master mouse. And so we're talking brand new today's technology, okay? And connects just fine for the Bluetooth, okay? Surfing wise, I mean, the thing surfs pretty good. It's pretty fast, especially with that SSD. The SSD really helps with even the surfing part of things. But let's go through a couple of websites here and see what we've got for you. I want to see if I can find, well, there's Canadian Tire. Okay. How about MDG? That's where I buy my computers from. Oh, that didn't go well. Come on. There, MDG. So it's pretty fast for surfing, okay? Hunter Ontario, safety course, Stinger. It surfs really well, okay? We're going to take a minute. We're going to boot up Far Cry since we're not very much into time here. I want to show you this. This is like freaking nuts. It's insane that this game works as well as it does. Now, it is a bit of a demanding game when you're running full tilt graphics. The lower the graphics setting, it will boot faster. Obviously, faster FPS. By the way, it has a 3-speaker system. It's got a little subwoofer in there, plus a couple little speakers. So, quality of sound is actually pretty decent. Load checkpoint. Okay. Now, this thing is in fantastic condition. It's well looked after. Even the battery's at 95% health. And so the battery's going to be good for, you know, a few years yet. Replacement battery for this is about $60 on Amazon.ca. So any prices I gave you are like Canadian. Now, even with upgrades to like an 8x256, 8x512 SSD, and if that's as far as it was taken, I would probably max out at 150 tops for a used one. Pawn shop will charge you about $250, $300 because, well, they just want to take your money anyway. So you can see this is running really good. Where is he? Uh-oh. Come on, die. Fine. Seriously? Come on, I don't suck at this game. Oh! Man, crash and burn. Reload fast. Let's try that again. I'm trying to play this sideways. And I'm trying to keep myself. Oh! Anyway, it's playable, okay? Bottom line is playable and it plays great. It's hard to play sideways because this screen also has this thing about a little bit with the angle thing with it. But I'm trying to play at this kind of an angle, right? And it's kind of hard to do that. So, but you saw it works. It works fine. It's great. Does a great job. So if you're looking for something like this that can play some older, even AAA games, some, I don't know how many, but Far Cry definitely works fantastic at full-out graphics. But if you're looking for something like this, then yeah, it can work for you. But don't pay a lot because it's 2016 laptop. Even though it runs 11 natively, that's fine. It's still 2016, and you probably will still have to upgrade from a base configuration and get rid of that HDD. I'm honestly gonna be, I'm telling you, like, full out, man, up front, if you have this with an HDD in it, all the RAM in the world is not going to help you out. It is still going to suck royally, okay? And I'm not over exaggerating or dramatic on that. It's the way it is, okay? So, but as an 8x256, well, 8x275 for me, I still got 197 gigs free, even with these games installed and some extra programs. I still got all that free space. I technically don't need any more drive space in this thing, even for what I'm going to end up using it for in the end. It was supposed to be just for my trail cam footage, for portability, but now I don't need to do that. So it's kind of like, well, what do I use it for? Experimental, you know, have some fun with it. Use it for a couch surfer, you know. I mean, it didn't cost me any money. I already had the parts here. You know, because I got the thing for free, but I already had the parts here to at least get it to an 8x275, so that kind of works for me. And all the ports work perfect too, no hassles, everything's been tested, works great. So I'm kind of like, you know what I say, you know, we're about between the 100-150 price range, depending on upgrades or no upgrades, depends on condition. I'm basing it on being basically mint condition here, and with a battery with really exceptional health. This one's at 95%. So, you know, that's good. That's really good. But if you do find one that has a bit of a very low health rating on the battery, it is $60 for a new battery. So I would say split the difference, take an extra 30 bucks off, okay? And then basically you're not out as much money in the end when you think about it. But for an older laptop and for Acer, I'm impressed with it. And it does take a lot to impress me with products from Acer, that's for sure. And this one definitely does impress me, but it doesn't give it any extra real value because it impresses me any. So keep that in mind. But there we've got it at a 4 out of 5. Works fine. You can do some low-level video editing on it. You can... if you've got the Hamsphere program, you want to learn about ham radio, runs that program flawlessly, runs all these games fine, surfs the internet, fantabulous, especially with that SSD in there to help it along with the RAM, because I did do testing, and if it wasn't for the SSD, it still wouldn't even surf as fast as it does, which is damn snappy. Okay, everything is just boom, boom, boom now with that SSD and the 8 gigs combined. Still not enough RAM though for 11. 11 wants 10 gigs to itself, and it is stealing virtual right now just to keep me at the desktop. So basically everything I'm running is off virtual memory. So good thing that drive runs over 500 megabits per second, because damn. Anyways, so I want to take it to 16 gigs eventually, maybe even see if I can squeeze 32 gigs of RAM in it. I think it would be even better. And then, you know, and if it does run Windows 12, then I'll definitely do those extra upgrades. But I want to find out if it's going to run 12 before I even chalk any more money into RAM for this thing. And if it does run 12, then definitely I'm going to put more RAM in, maybe even a bit bigger drive, and, you know, have some more fun with it. We'll see. But in the meantime, that's it for this video. So hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, and if you even have this model, let me know how you liked it, or maybe you didn't like it for whatever reason. List those down below. But otherwise, stay tuned, because I'm going to give you a back panel pull on this to show you how easy it can be to upgrade it. And all you got to do is know how to use a screwdriver. And that's pretty much it. It's very, very basic to do anything. Changing the CMOS battery, on the other hand, well, that's a little bit more tasking. So you might want to get somebody who knows what they're doing in order to do that. But it's still, you could do it yourself, and it's really not that hard. But other than that, I am done. I am out of here, and I got to go hunting. So see you in the next one.